May 17, 2021, the five bright planets, Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, and Mars, are visible in night sky. Jupiter and Saturn are in the morning. Evening star Venus, Mercury and Mars are in the evening sky with the crescent moon. Chart caption, 2021, May 17, morning planets, Jupiter and Saturn, are in the southeast before sunrise. By Jeffrey L. Hunt. Chicago, Illinois, sunrise, 5:28 a.m. CDT, sunset, 8:06 p.m. CDT. Check local sources for sunrise and sunset times for your location. The planet parade continues tonight. The five planets are visible either before sunrise or after sunset. Mercury is one evening past its greatest separation from the Sun. It is beginning to move back into the bright sunlight. It dims considerably during the next week leading up to its close conjunction with Venus. Look for Jupiter and Saturn before sunrise and Venus, Mercury, and the crescent moon after sunset. Morning sky. Morning planets, Jupiter and Saturn are in the southeastern sky before sunrise. Saturn, brighter than most of the stars in the sky this morning, is less than 1/3 of the way up in the south-southeast at 1 hour before sunrise. In less than a week, Saturn begins to retrograde, appear to move westward compared to the stars. The planet has been near the star Theta Capricorni, Theta Cap on the chart. Use a binocular to spot the star 0.6 degrees to the left of Saturn. Jupiter, over 20 degrees above the southeast horizon, is nearly 17 degrees to the lower left of Saturn. Jupiter is slowly moving eastward in Aquarius. Use a binocular to make observations each clear morning of Jupiter's place compared to Iota Aquarii, Iota Acher, and Theta Aquarii, Theta Acher. The Jovian giant is 1.8 degrees to the upper left of Iota and 4.7 degrees to the lower right of Theta. The planet parade is interrupted by the Sun. Saturn and Jupiter set in the western sky during the daytime. Venus, Mercury, Mars, and Moon rise after the Sun and follow the blazing sphere across the sky. The final three in the lunar slice become visible in the western sky above where the Sun disappeared below the horizon. Evening sky. Chart caption, 2021, May 17, 30 minutes after sunset, use a binocular to initially locate Venus. Mercury is 8.4 degrees to the upper left of Venus. Mercury reached its greatest elongation after midnight earlier today. The planet begins its plunge back into bright sunlight. This takes until the end of the month. Each evening it dims, and it is closer to Venus. Venus is over 6 degrees above the west-northwest horizon. Mercury is 8.4 degrees to the upper left of Venus. Use a binocular to see it. The gap between the planets is too large for both of them to fit in the field of view of most binoculars. First, find Venus. Then move the binocular so that the brilliant planet is at the lower right portion of the binocular field. Finally, move the binocular to the upper left so that Venus seems to move from the field. Mercury enters the field of view at the upper left. Venus as an evening star article. Read more about Venus in our summary document. Chart caption, 2021, May 17, 45 minutes after sunset, brilliant Venus, Mercury, Mars, and the crescent moon line up in the western sky. By 45 minutes after sunset, Mercury is visible to the unaided eye over 10 degrees above the horizon. If the horizon is unobstructed, Venus is still there, about 4 degrees up in the sky. The crescent moon, over 30% illuminated, is over halfway up in the western sky. As the sky darkens, Pollux is visible, 13 degrees to the lower right of the lunar slice. Mars, dimmer than Mercury, is over 25 degrees to the upper left of that speedy planet. The northern horn of Taurus, Elnath, the one budding with horns, is 4.7 degrees to the upper right of Mercury. Here's more about Mercury during May 2021. Chart caption, 2021, May 17, Mars is marching eastward in Gemini below Castor and Pollux. The crescent moon is to the upper left of Pollux. An hour after sunset, Mars is in Gemini, under Castor and Pollux. The planet is marching eastward through the constellation. In the starfield, it is 4.8 degrees to the upper left of Mebsuta, Epsilon Gem on the chart, 3.3 degrees to the upper right of Mechbuta, Zeta Gem, and 4.1 degrees to the lower right of Wasat, Delta Gem. Here's more about Mars during 2021. Find a detailed chart of the motion of Mars during the month here. Detailed note, Mercury reaches its greatest elongation, 22.0 degrees, at 12:54 a.m. CDT. The 5 naked eye planets are visible today, 2 in the morning sky, 3, evening. 1 hour before sunrise, Saturn is nearly 26 degrees up in the south-southeast, 0.6 degrees to the right of Theta Cap. The planet is nearing when it reverses its eastward motion compared to the stars and begins to retrograde. Bright Jupiter, over 22 degrees above the southeast horizon, is 16.8 degrees to the lower left of Saturn. In the starfield, Jupiter is 1.8 degrees to the upper left of Iota Acra and 4.7 degrees to the lower right of Theta Acra. Begin looking for the evening planets 30 minutes after sunset. At this time, brilliant Venus is over 6 degrees above the west-northwest horizon. In this bright twilight, use a binocular to locate Mercury, m equals 0.4, 8.4 degrees to the upper left of Venus. The Moon, 6.3d, 32%, is 50.0 degrees up in the west-southwest. 15 minutes later, find Pollux, 13.0 degrees to the lower right of the crescent moon. Venus is lower in the west-northwest, about 4 degrees above the horizon. Mercury is 4.7 degrees to the lower left of Elnath. Mars, in the middle of Gemini, is nearly 26 degrees to the upper left of Mercury. By 1 hour after sunset, Venus is just above the horizon, while Mercury is nearly 9 degrees up. Use a binocular to see Mars against the distant star field. The red planet is 4.8 degrees to the upper left of Epsilon Gem, 3.3 degrees to the upper right of Zeta Gem, and 4.1 degrees to the lower right of Delta Gem. The setting time intervals after sunset: Venus, 69 minutes, Mercury, 117 meters, Mars, 226 meters, Moon, over 5 hours. Read more about the planets during May 2021. 2021, May 16th, Lunar Occultation, Mercury best. May 16, 2021, the Moon occults a star in Gemini this evening, and Mercury reaches its greatest separation from the Sun. Bright Jupiter and Saturn are in the southeast before sunrise. After sunset, evening star Venus, Mercury, Mars, and the lunar crescent are lined up above the western horizon. 2021, May 15th, planets on review. May 15, 2021, 5 planets and the crescent moon are visible today. Morning planets Jupiter and Saturn are in the southeast before sunrise. Brilliant evening star Venus, Mercury, on its best evening appearance of the year, Mars, and the crescent moon are in the western sky after sunset. 2021, May 14th, planets on parade. May 14, 2021, 5 planets are on parade. Bright Jupiter and Saturn are in the southeast before sunrise. After sundown, brilliant evening star Venus, Mercury, Mars, and the lunar crescent are in the evening sky. 2021, May 13th, evening star Venus, Mercury, Moon. May 13, 2021, Venus, Mercury, the crescent moon, and Mars are in the western sky after sunset. 2021, May 13th, bright Jupiter, Saturn morning planets. May 13, 2021, bright Jupiter and Saturn are the morning planets in the southeast before sunrise.